KB here. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right. I'm all right, KB. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I love this film, and I felt like I walked away just wanting to know even more about Bobby's story.
Yeah.
So, tell me about portraying, and obviously, like portraying Bobby undoubtedly was a great yet heavy process. So,
Mhm.
in what ways did this portrayal of Bobby allow you to heal some of those kind of like personal desensitized traumas that you mentioned previously? And how did stepping into his shoes fundamentally change Yaya?
What was your first question?
Yes. So I was just saying, obviously it was heavy to portray Bobby.
Mhm.
So how did this portrayal kind of allow you to heal some of those personal kind of desensitized traumas
I
that you
see.
mentioned
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm with you.
And, and then how did
Yeah,
stepping into his shoes fundamentally change you?
I think the answer kind of goes. The answer that I'll give answers both. Um, I learned so much about his boldness. You know, me, I'm bold at times. I think I tend to walk with a certain humility, a quiet confidence, a strong confidence. Uh, but on the quieter side of confidence. Uh, that's just kind of my way and kind of how I've navigated the world. Um, Bobby wears that shit. He just wears it, and he loves it. He loves himself. You know, loves himself. I'm reading in his book, and I'm thinking I'm talking about the Black Panthers, and I'm reading all about his about his his sexual conquests and things like that. You know what I'm saying? uh in his mind, his sharp mind, his education. He loves to speak, loves to hear himself speak. These are good things. These are positive things, especially when as a black man who lives in a country that has fought tooth and nail to oppress you and to shut you up. He was bound and gagged, you know, and he has an attitude about himself that will not allow himself to be silenced or to be minimized. And that's something that I can learn. That's something that I have put into practice and attempted to put into practice for myself. And I think that that's one of the lessons that I've taken away. It's also and one of the ways that I do cope is by knowing and learning how to identify uh, tools that are specifically designed to oppress me, and people like me. He says, and I'm paraphrasing, but there's the idea that uh, talks about when he was in the hole, when he was in solitary confinement. He talks about uh, not being able to be broken because they would do their worst. They would not feed him. They wouldn't drain the sewage, and they would check on him, and his spirit would not be broken, and they would become afraid. Because he says that I'm paraphrasing, your enemy is going to do the thing that he's most afraid of being done to him. And when that doesn't break you, then in that moment, you become stronger than your oppressor. So I try to arm myself with these type of ideas, because they're definitely necessary. They're necessary in this industry. That's necessary just in this world. I try to arm myself with as much positive, uh, revolutionary, maybe reinforcement as I can, in order to in order to survive out here. Because you could you turn on the television and it's so obvious that we need it. It's key to our survival, our physical health, our mental health as well.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you as well.